We've now left the palace and we're going down river on the main river in the quite a large boat. The river is the artery of the country, full of boats and barges and houses built on stilts on the side. Coming up here, I think, to a pottery factory, make a lot of pottery on the side of the river here. We passed 2 or 3 actually. This is one of the hotel boats that go up and down the river. You can actually stay on them and go quite a long way up the river. Very comfortable, air conditioned and everything. And those are the royal barges, which are used a couple of times a year. We're now coming nearer Bangkok to the area of the old palaces, which we went round, I think, the following day. We're now actually coming into Bangkok city. Our hotel is just round the corner at the end there. There's lots of these massive barge trains, probably about 5 or 6 barges towed by a tiny little boat, probably rice barges, but most of the commerce is actually towed up and down the river on these barges. People actually live on them as well. That was the lift carpet, which changes every day with the day on. And we're now in a little boat going up to the old palace, one of these very fast boats. Here is the reclining Buddha in gold leaf in the old palace at Bangkok. Some of these things are enormous. These are probably the most famous of the figures in the old palace. Very often see these in photographs and postcards. You hear the wind chimes on top of the buildings here at the top there.
In the hotel, we've just been to the Royal Palace and we're coming back for a swim. This is part of the grounds of the hotel overlooking the river. The building that Ken's filming is called Sala Thip, which is the restaurant that we had dinner the first night. That serves traditional Thai food. This is a typical spirit house. All Thai houses have them either at the front or the back, and it's where they keep the ashes of their ancestors. But there's one at all buildings.
This is one of the table decorations in the hotel, and some more shots of the beautifully marbled hotel foyer. This is looking out through the window towards the river. We're now at the airport, about to depart for Hong Kong. That's our aircraft. This is the little television in the front of the seat, and we're now over the new Hong Kong airport and just landing at the landing strip. This is actually the view through the television cameras in front of the aircraft, which are transmitted to the little television in the back of the seat in front of you.
Just arrived in Hong Kong, and this is our room, and that's the view. We are actually in Kowloon, and the window overlooks Hong Kong. This is the bedroom. This is the view from the bedroom window. It rather speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? This is Hong Kong at night. It's actually about 10 to 7. That's wonderful, isn't it? Bedroom, obviously. And, fresh orchids everywhere. That's gorgeous. Look at those. Look at that. Arts. And up to the peak. This is a view of Hong Kong Island from Kowloon, where we're staying.
This, of course, is the view we saw last night, looking towards the new trade centre where the handover took place.
You'll see where we're going to.
That is the peak of Hong Kong. We're actually filming this from the just in front of the hotel, the walkway in front of the hotel. That building there on the top there is the viewing point from the top of the cable car. And of course this is the Star Ferry, famous Star Ferries, which have been running for more than 100 years, going from Kowloon to Hong Kong Island to Victoria. We're now at top of the peak in Hong Kong, looking down towards Kowloon, and the ocean terminal is just down there on the right, where the cruise ships and so on come in. Quite spectacular. Unfortunately, it's quite hazy today, so you can't see that far, but at least you can see one of the classic views of Hong Kong from the top. Just looking down on the hotel, looking sideways along the peak. This is the funicular railway, that cable railway which comes up from Hong Kong City down below. This chap was actually painting a picture that we bought with our names and so on it, and he also made chops, a couple of the chops that we bought. One on the right there, quite skilled artist. So we're now descending on the peak railway, going back down the bottom again, back to the city. We've arrived down in one of the main streets, and this is a new bank being built.
All bamboo.
Scaffolding there is fantastic, all bamboo.
On the front of this building, which is so tall, it's unbelievable. It's made of bamboo, and there's just long bamboo names lashed.
It's actually a Sunday afternoon, so the traffic is quite light really compared with a weekday. Classical hotel skyscraper, Hong Kong skyscrapers. They're fairly quiet in the afternoon. It got very busy in the evening. And although the business offices and so on are closed, the shops are generally open. This is Queen's Road Central, as you can see.
See, that's 29,000, and then underneath it's got 0.788.
This is one of the gold shops, actually. Masses of these, which are crowded out, particularly as it's Chinese New Year, the Year of the Rabbit. One of the Wan Chai trams, which are quite famous, been running for hundreds of years, or 100 years perhaps. And looking down towards Wan Chai, another window of a gold shop, and this is the interior. The number of people buying gold is actually incredible. You see the shops are all open, although it's a Sunday. This is a cruise ship coming in from our bedroom window. Later on the QE2 came past there. Unfortunately we had to leave the room to go to back to Kuala Lumpur half an hour or so before. Stanley Market is on the other side of the island of Hong Kong, and is one of the main shopping centres for market shopping centres for clothes and all sorts of things. It's also quite a nice area for swimming and seaside places. Somebody's digging up the road there by the sound of it. That's a typical sampan. People live on the sampans, although not so much as they used to 40, 50 years ago. We're now on a bus running along the coast back from Stanley, going to Aberdeen Harbour via Repulse Bay, which is one of the seaside places there. It's it's winter time, of course. It's February, so although it's quite warm, it's not really swimming weather. A few people swimming, probably about the same as Spain, I would say, at this time of the year. Right, we're now in Aberdeen, and we've taken this sampan for an hour or so with a boatman to take us around the harbour and to see the floating harbour, the floating restaurants. This at one time was absolutely full of floating homes, junks and sampans which people lived on. There's quite a few left, but nothing like there were in the old days. And now it's also a yacht harbour as well.